Warning: Channel Robozoid contains adult language, adult content, strong opinions, and verbal brutality. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello folks, I am the Robozoid, your semi-likable and occasionally tolerable curmudgeon of the Rumble and YouTube airwaves. I promise this video will not be as long as the last video. You have my guarantee on that. And well, I wanted to talk about the UFC Championship fight and also the, basically the grandiose, big events going around that, what with President Trump's 80th birthday and everything, and he attended, of course. And, of course, you did have on the other side of the political aisle, so to speak, a bunch of aging hippies singing very badly, "You're bound to lose, you're bound to lose." I mean, what else can I say about that other than the aging hippies looked really, really stupid? And so, yeah, take some singing lessons and then get some history lessons about how America really started. You schmucks, you ingrates. Yeah, and, oh, what else was going on? Oh, the mom from Elf died? Oh, she apparently hated Trump too, so screw her, rot in hell for all I care. So, yeah, these people can rot in hell as well. But first, let's get to the good stuff, where we talk about the UFC Championship and the fact that the left were hoping that it would literally rain on the parade because... well, there were storm clouds gathering, maybe a few sprinkles or drops here and there, but nothing major. But much to the left's anguish and chagrin, well, the party went on. A little bit delayed, but still went on nonetheless. Take a look. Now, you can say whatever you want to about President Trump. Yeah, right, not on my watch. But here's how the event went down. Look at that. I mean, yes, you can clearly see there were thunderstorms in the area. You can tell by that bolt of lightning there, and from this amazing shot from a helicopter shot from the Washington Mall to the Washington Monument. I mean, and just check this out. There's a rainbow in the sky. That ought to make all them FDBT freaks happy, because there was a rainbow. But no, they're not happy. Of course, they have to piss on the whole thing, just because it's President Trump. You know, it's just basically blue no matter who, and we hate Trump just because. You know, they can't come up with a clear-cut reason. They just hate him. But think about this. This is in stark contrast to what we had a couple years ago with Biden basically having the poles of the White House painted rainbow colors when there was a real rainbow in the sky last night. So honestly, painting the damn poles with stupid-looking rainbow colors was completely unnecessary. But Biden's an idiot, and that was then and this is now. Meanwhile, you had liberals putting on what can only be described as a low testosterone, high estrogen event where everyone is singing very poorly, very off-key. These people clearly need singing lessons, and they definitely need a history lesson as to how this country really works and what kind of man President Trump actually is. He is none of these things that these assholes on the left say he is. Oh, by the way, ScrewTube, if you have a problem with the word assholes, that's way too bad for you, because I couldn't care less. Yes, yes, spare me the applause.
Hello. I've had the honor of meeting with 10 absolutely precious children who, and their
yeah, let's use the children as political props. What a great idea.
Center in Texas. 1 minute, I talked to a 9-year-old about how we both love pizza and soccer, and how he...
I don't mind pizza, but I hate soccer.
To get to the state spelling bee, and the next minute, he was begging for help to get out of what we know is a family prison. A prison that is neglecting, abusing, and traumatizing.
Boring.
There you go. You have liberals obviously doing what they do predictably, and that's counter-protesting, counter-reacting to whatever President Trump is doing with the UFC Championship fight on his 80th birthday at the Washington Mall. So, of course, these morons down in Texas are using children as political props, as they always do, to try to get their anti-Trump message across. Well, thankfully, most of it fell on deaf ears, because we've just become desensitized and deaf to the whole damn thing. No one cares anymore. I mean, they're just dumb and blind. We've just become deafened and desensitized to their nonsense. Oh, and it gets even worse from there when they try to sing. You know it's bad when the liberals try to sing, and they do it very poorly.
250 has to be one of the coolest sporting events in American history. I'm going to show you guys why. First off, I went through, got escorted by Secret Service, been a fan right here.
We got the Quality Leering Center out here, UFC.
Leering Center.
And then headed into the event and ran into this guy.
The walkthrough right here. There's the dome. We got Kid Rock right here. You got
UFC created a one-of-one experience by making this dome.
Boy, is he looking old.
The White House.
the dome. Look at this.
And the fight also lands on President Trump's 80th birthday. Here's the man himself. The UFC did so many small little things to make the fight so epic, such as having live music for some of the walkouts. I then went over and said hi to Mark Zuckerberg.
Did you call him a liar?
Went and said hi to some true American legends who are currently serving. O'Malley then went and took the dub, and then the championship fight began.
This is the best fight of the night by far.
Ilya was getting wrecked, and Justin pulled off one of the greatest upsets of all time. Absolute epic.
We owe America a huge apology. This is UFC 250, and they're flying jets over the White House for the UFC. It is absolutely incredible. I wouldn't even mind if my tax dollars are being spent on this. Look at this photo. It's just incredible.
This
I
photo.
can't even believe that I've woken up and people are hating on this on Twitter. I don't even see what there is to hate
It's
about.
not called
Using
Twitter
an iconic
anymore.
venue to host
You
a
limey
sporting
twit.
event and making it look this sick. The Americans do know how to do sports right. They do.
Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Hey there, all you fascists. Let me put you straight. When you come for the rest of us, we'll fight you at the gate and you will lose. You fascists bound to lose.
Democrats are counter-programming the UFC Freedom 250 event, which quickly
Seriously?
looks like this. The UFC Freedom 250 event is getting a ton of hate from the left, which I just think is unnecessary. This isn't about Republican or Democrat.
Well, that's
This
all
isn't
the
a
left are good
conservative
for, is
event.
just hating.
This is an American event, and to be honest, it's awesome. The fighters, the commentators, the people in the crowd have all talked about how incredible of an environment and an atmosphere that it is, and how grateful they are to get to be a part of something like this. They've got a ton of seats out there reserved for our troops so that they can go and watch this.
But since I've already played that part, I'm going to spare you of that noise. But I think what really actually had the liberals going on, what really had them talking, was that apparently this wrestler, I think he's a wrestler, by the name of Josh Hockett, actually had this to say about Big Mike Mushello Bummer. And I don't know why anybody, even on the right, would find this cringy. I found it to be pretty damned funny. Care if anybody finds that cringy. I think it's funny because Big Mike Mushello Bummer is a man. I mean, let's be honest, she's got the bulge. She doesn't have much in the booby department. And let's face it, she's so full of wrinkles. Only a man has that many wrinkles and lines on their face. Hey, definite props should absolutely go to him because at least this one wrestler actually had the balls to say out loud what everybody's been thinking, and he did say the quiet part out loud, that yeah, Big Mike Mushello Bummer, that's a man, baby. So definite kudos to him. And again, if any of you on the woke right or any of you on the so-called conservative Christian right found that offensive, well, then screw you. Then you don't know humor. We know the idiots on the left found it offensive, so who gives a shit? They'd get offended by a bee flying around, or they'd probably get offended by a white spider in a web just because the spider is white. So, yeah, I find it funny. I don't care if anyone is offended by that comment, because, hey, truth to power, and I'm glad this wrestler actually had the stones to say it out loud, what we've all been thinking. Michelle Bummer is a man. I mean, she may not have the Adam's apple, but she sure has the equipment down in the pants.
Watching this UFC
Well, currently in my living room.
On your screen. For those of you who are not tuned in at all,
I hate guys with squeaky voices.
Insane and surreal shit that has happened so far on my television, so you don't have to watch. First and foremost, just to get this out of the way, this is not a sporting event, and to be clear, there are fights happening. There are.
What would you know about a sporting event, Pee-wee? You'd get your ass creamed in the ring.
Of one man, you guessed it, Donald J. Trump. From the very beginning of the production, the focus and the feature has been on the president. It has been on Donald Trump, from his walkout with UFC President Dana White to his front row seats to UFC fighters, multiple of them at this point, calling him out and shouting him out and giving him praise and love and adoration. One, in the second fight, even went over and shook Donald Trump's hand for about 30 seconds and said, "Thank you, Mr. President, because without you, this never would have happened." Yeah, that is the overarching theme here, and we'll get back to that. But as a reminder, this is on Paramount Plus. You have to have a subscription in order to watch this, a event that is hosted at our White House. Just wanted to point that out. But also, Paramount, as you well know, is owned by the Ellisons now, the Trump donating Ellisons.
That's why Paramount rocks.
And that disaster. Space does not belong to Donald Trump. Just, again, to be very clear.
You think it belongs to you?
Fight, they start playing YMCA. They have all the people who are in.
I don't know why Trump chose that song. That's the anthem for homos.
YMCA doing the Trump dance. Joe Rogan is there interviewing people, to say nothing of the other celebrities who showed up, including Marcus Zuckerberg and Dr. Oz. And of course, Trump's own children. Again, this event, it's not about sports. It's about Donald Trump's own corruption. It's a birthday celebration of a weak, feeble, and unpopular president. Just a shame.
Nobody's covering this. Nobody's talking about this other than the Daily Beast. And
oh, you're such a pussy. Just admit it.
You might have missed it because they cut away so fast. But towards the end of the night,
what is it with guys with glasses? I think glasses should be outlawed.
Who they were. As they
God, get mandatory correction surgery.
Religious beliefs, decided to say, Michelle Obama's a man, am I right? And then the camera cut away pretty quick, turned on Donald Trump, who sat there with a sly smirk on his face as the crowd erupted in laughter.
Oh, go smoke your boyfriend's peace pipe. I mean, quite frankly, you don't get it, glasses boy. And you don't get it either, other glasses boy, because you pathetic, whiny, woke, wimpy men with no testosterone and very high estrogen simply do not understand that Trump actually is making this country a lot better. And you people, you're just too chicken shit to admit you're wrong. You're just too proud of yourselves to admit that you made the mistake. And that Trump actually is doing something special for this country. He's not a perfect man by any means. He's not Superman. He's not God. You know, he's just a man. And for God's sakes, let him enjoy his 80th birthday. I mean, you only turn 80 once. I mean, it's the big 8-0, so just shut your gobs and leave the guy alone already. Let him have some fun on his birthday. Yeah, or I'll make sure that you people never have fun at all. You liberal vermin, you. I can't believe people like you even have a platform for free speech. I think it should be limited only to us conservatives from now on. In any case, this has been the Robazoid saying, hope you've enjoyed this video, and maybe in the future I'll play more of these ridiculous rants, you know, just for shits and giggles, of course. So until then, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and of course, as always, remember that wokeness is weakness. And what else do I need to say? Yeah. Don't drink the Kool-Aid or the soy. And, well, be here, or much like those last two losers you just heard from, be nowhere.